I said, but we check that we're sure that you're the only guy who can do it. What would you say? How would you feel?
Not great.
But now we're sure that you could do it.
All right.
What's the word?
Let's do it.
That's my man. But that's reality. Reality is God's calling us up on the phone and saying, Matt, you have this mission that only you could do, and I know you could do it. Because once you have your piece in the puzzle, only you can do it. And we're all counting on you. It's not less than the CIA, it's more than the CIA. CIA, you're not sure if they're really right. But if God created you, then the reality is that He's telling you that only you can accomplish this. That's everyone's mission. So what do we believe? We believe that yes, everyone has a unique mission that only they could do. You have tools that you're given to accomplish that mission. Sometimes you could change the tools, but the goal is what you do with it. Even if you can change the tools, that's okay, because that's not the main thing. If you can't change the tools, it may be that those tools are something that's part of what you have unique. So if you want to make more money, you want this, we try, we go and do all these things. But in life, when sometimes the tools are difficult, it's not to go and say, hey, this is a raw deal. It's, this is what I'm getting to accomplish something. And it may be that that's part of my greatness. Is to have these tools. That's our goal. So, God willing, we should all be able to understand what our mission is and use the tools properly.
It's all very nice, but how does one know what the mission is?
Very good question. I was asked this question in another session. I'll say what I said then. I think it's a good thing to do. The question was how you know what your mission is. So I would say like this. I would say the general and the specific. The general is we do have a view of with Jewish perspective, we do understand there are commandments that everyone in the world has to do. There's the 7 Noahide laws. For everyone, someone who is not Jewish has 7 laws they have to do. Jews have 13 laws they have to do. We have a general idea of a mission on a general level. On a specific level, everyone has a unique approach that's unique to them. How do you find out what that is? So I recommend, what I said last time is to take a pen and paper and to write 30 things that you are good at. I mentioned last time. Write something that's special to you. So what's going to happen is you're going to see that if you play to your strengths, you see what it is that you're really good at, then that's often the tools that God's giving you to accomplish something. I'm good at X, I'm good at Y, well, and small things they could be. And then what happens is you say, don't go to the negative. Everyone goes to the negative. What things I'm bad at? No, go to the positive. Go look at the qualities you have, and most likely that's going to be in the area of things that you could do. Right? So you become a doctor. So you become a doctor. You see, I have the ability to help people. I'm good at this. Whatever it is that you see that are qualities that you've been given, it's very likely that the thing that's unique to you is going to fall in that area. So make a list and see your uniqueness. You got to appreciate your uniqueness before you could really do that.
So how can you be at peace with, let's say, like something similar to like a midlife crisis when you want to change your mission? How can you be at peace with the fact that you may be neglecting what true mission is in hopes that you're going to be accomplishing a different mission?
It's a good question. See, I think when we're talking about midlife crisis, I don't know that I would call that the mission. I would think that's more the meaning. Let's say I'm looking at a job I don't like. Okay? So I want a different job. But there's a great, let's say for example, I don't know, let's say I'm a nurse and I want to become a doctor. Let's make some.
Let's say it's something a lot less related.
Okay. Give me an example.
Let's say you're a doctor and all of a sudden you want to be an artist, or you want to be a teacher or something.
Okay. So then what you have to do is you have to figure out not only and people can make their life direction changes as they see fit, but you got to figure out what is the motivation for. In other words, you want to be an artist. What is that on a deeper level you're trying to do? It's not just to be called an artist. When you're an artist, you want to express some part about yourself before you're not doing it in what you're doing. So is that really part of what you have to do in the world? Because when you have a mission in the world, it's got to help make the world a better place. See, if it only has to do with you, it's a problem. If you're expressing even art, and you're expressing the way you bring beauty into the world, you see it that way, so then great. But it's not because you're called an artist. You can make the greatest art and will not be called an artist.
Well, the other interesting thing is that oftentimes that happens because of let's say, frustration with the tools that you have.
Yes, right. And that becomes an issue. So sometimes, somebody wants, let's say, be a songwriter and they're tone deaf. I actually maintain you can do most of these things. We were playing for my CD. Now, when I was in high school, I think many people in my family, especially, thought I was tone deaf. But you're always okay. And I remember saying to myself, I wanted to write songs. I really wanted to write songs. And I remember saying that I believe that there's a way to do it. So a part of myself I can access that has that quality. Now, that becomes part of who you are. Because there's many tools that you have, you just don't realize because you're boxed in this way. Or you're not a songwriter. Well, what does that mean? There's a part of me that can't express that. And I found ways to pull that part of me out. And I remember doing it consciously.
I feel like some of what we came to now sounds like, career counseling kind of thing of finding what you're good at. But I feel like we want to say our mission is not just what jobs we want to do. We're more than just our job and what we do. It's who we are in a more esoteric way, in a deeper way. So I kind of feel like we need to figure out what our spiritual mission is. It's not just I want to be an architect or I want to be a nurse. What kind of person do I want to be? What are the character traits that I want to develop? What do I...
That's what I was trying to convey. In other words, very often hopefully you find jobs that express that. You want to find, it's great if you have a job that expresses, you're a doctor because you want to be a giver, that's fantastic. Hillel before, he was a wood chopper. He used to chop wood, make the smallest amount of money he could, and then he would give that to his wife to take care of the family, and he was then a spiritual leader. It wasn't about his job. So today we have hopefully the advantage that sometimes you can find jobs, sometimes you can, jobs that fit into what your greater mission is. But you're 100% right, it's not the career, it's the person. And that's what I said before. The artist means you want to express something beautiful in the world. And you can do that whether they recognize you're an artist, they don't recognize you're an artist. And it may come through a vehicle of art, but it really is expressing beauty in the world. So you're seeing God's beauty in the world. It's seeing wholeness in the world. Yeah. Thank you.
From your experience, what percent of people that you encounter do you think know pretty closely what their specific mission is?
I don't think it's a large percentage, but I think the point is that it's always it's like you never get to a place where you say, oh, I know and I'm done. Because as you grow, you always see new levels. You're hopefully getting on the right path. And as you're doing more, you say, oh, I could do even more than this. And all of a sudden you realize, I could do so much more than I thought I could. And you turn around and you say, wow, I've been doing this, but I really, and that's why you have to get rid of blocks, because blocks always keep us thinking, I can't do more. And then when you realize, no, you can do a ton more, then you open up, new venues. So it's a constant process. All right. All right, good. All right, thank everybody. And, we're not going to have, we're going to take this, this is the end of this